welcome back to the Strange Noise Podcast, everybody.
Welcome.
Hi. Welcome back.
Welcome.
We're waiting for Ed,
Welcome to the studio. Once
yes,
again.
welcome back
Here
to
we
the
are.
studio.
aka the Thunderdome.
The fucking Thunderdome.
When we turn the cameras off, we start fighting.
But
Yeah,
once
the
they're
steel
on,
cage drops.
we'll release those videos later.
Yes.
But
OnlyFans.
welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
I like that you say OnlyFans and not like Patreon or something.
No. Patreon's in the past now, bro.
It's all
We're only
about
going with the
OnlyFans,
OnlyFans. It's
dude.
the big new one now.
Does
Yeah.
OnlyFans have stock? Can you buy stock?
Oh, shit.
I just
didn't even
don't
think
know.
about that.
That
Shut the cameras off.
Yeah. Nobody fucking talk.
Edit this out.
that's my insiders.
Yeah,
inside
that's a
trading.
good question though. We'll check that later.
I know.
See
But-
what's up. I've been looking for some new stocks to
To
invest in.
Robinhood.
To Robinhood I go.
To Robinhood, dude. Oh man, that's a long story. Okay,
It's about M1, dude. M1.
but thank you for joining us today.
Yeah.
Yes. We're back. It is, if we are a little glistening, it's kind of toasty in here.
Yeah.
Sorry for that. We're trying to keep a low noise floor, so you may hear the fans in the background. But
If you do, we don't care.
yeah.
It's hot.
Yeah. But if any of you do, what is it, HVAC, and you want to come and put some freaking cooling system in here, we're more than you're more than welcome to bring it.
Yeah. We'll be happy.
We'll be fucking happy.
Ecstatic.
We'll give you some free stickers or something.
Yep.
Yeah,
Shirts.
like the cheapest thing that we can afford.
Oh man. But thank you for joining us. Don't forget, please hit that subscribe button. Also follow us on any of the socials that you are part of. If you have weird conspiracies about the socials, then I'm sorry. But also, as Ed always reminds me, hit that bell icon to get notified whenever we drop
Yep.
new stuff.
Bing.
And then you'll just be glad, that you hit it. That you every time you click that bell icon, you save a whale.
Yes.
I thought an angel gets its wings.
You save an angel whale.
Oh,
Yeah, there's
there it is. You learn something new every day.
Speaking of angels, though,
Yes.
I don't know if you guys know.
Oh, we are. I was like, well, that's a good one, yo.
Yeah, that
was a good one.
I try to work it in every time.
Not that some don't work, but that worked. That was fucking really good.
We work together. We're in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you guys haven't heard of a band called Death Angel, I've heard of them, but I never actually heard them until
I never heard about them until you told
really?
me. Yeah.
Same here.
I
It
heard.
sounded like some typical hardcore name.
Maybe that's the thing too. Like maybe the name sounds so familiar. I just assumed that I had heard of them. But
Yeah.
maybe I hadn't. But I went to go listen to them. I was like, oh, they kind of have like a. They probably don't like this comparison, but they have like a Metallica feel to them.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm sure metal fans would be like, oh no. But sorry, I'm not a fan.
We probably have no metal fans.
But the drummer was recently he had COVID-19.
Oh,
right.
bummer.
And he was actually in a coma recently.
Oh, shit.
So from the beginning of March until just recently, I think. Let me just go ahead and see what I got right here. So the thrash metal drummer says that he visited hell during a coronavirus induced coma, and Satan wasn't as cool as he thought. So
I love that he went to hell.
Yeah.
Like I love that it actually worked, like in his, day-to-day life, he praised,
Satan.
Satan, the devil.
or at least was in the realm
the
of
man who we don't
yes.
speak of, the man who we do not freaking name. And then he ended up going into this, coronavirus induced coma and ended up dreaming about him. So crazy.
Yeah, so that's the gist of the story is that the drummer of this metal band Death Angel was in a medically induced coma because of his COVID symptoms, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And then while he was in his coma, apparently descended into the great depths of hell.
Yeah. Not high hell, but low.
Yeah, low hell.
Oh, hell.
So
Yeah.
low that apparently his version of Satan was a woman
Yep.
that
Most people's are.
that apparently turned him into Jabba the Hutt
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's funny.
and made him continually vomit blood until he had heart attacks. So
It was. I want to know. Was this repeated? Was it constant?
Yeah, was it playing over and over?
that's what I was wondering too, because obviously what do you call it? You're in hell. Or you're already, in
Yeah.
hell, so
Yeah.
you're dead. You can't die again.
I mean, but
Right.
isn't that like one of the biblical stories that you're gonna like, are not stories, but that they're gonna live,
Die 1,000
relive,
deaths.
yeah,
Or
relive
something stupid.
your torture or some shit like that.
I believe that's the belief.
Yes.
Hmm.
I would beg to differ that it's actually taught in scripture, but that's for another discussion.
Yeah.
Anywho, I guess after a while he ended up coming to, and then the first thing he said to his nurse that was by his side was he was wondering if he was still in hell.
Oh shit.
Apparently she ignored him though.
Yeah.
I'm still in hell.
But it was pretty cool. Like he actually says he's like, even after the whole thing, he decided he's gonna kind of clean up his life a little bit. He's gonna stop smoking, stop drinking as much. He's like, in efforts to be healthier, he said he's gonna quit hard alcohol and bong rips, narrowing his substance use to the occasional hard cider and marijuana edible.
There you go. All right.
Hey, he's taking it easy, man.
Take it easy. I don't know. The edibles might have given him that trip.
Yeah, who knows, man?
Ooh, he might have got some bad stuff.
Yep.
But he also says, I'm still going to listen to satanic metal and I still love Deicide and bands like that.
That's awesome, dude. I love that he dropped the Deicide name too, man.
Oh,
They're like
yeah.
a old freaking. That's like an old name in metal, man.
Dude, I was surprised too. Yeah, when I
Yeah.
heard that.
Deicide.
Freaking good old
funny.
Deicide.
They're fucking hard.
I just remember like their shirts and shit. No,
Yeah, it's got like that crazy. Like they're
Yeah.
some of the first that were doing that. That scribble shit.
Oh, you know what? I was trying to think of what they sound like. And I think in my head, I was confusing them with Cradle of Filth.
Well, isn't it the similar sound like that?
Yeah, like that. Those raspy.
Yeah. It sounds so fucking gnarly, dude.
We'll have to check that.
We will, because that's the way I remember it. I'm not a fan,
Mm.
so I can't really tell you. And
I just kinda
I'm not
think it's
ashamed by
all-
not knowing.
They all sing like that.
Yeah, that's the way, especially that satanic freaking metal, that's like, that was always my idea of it.
There's one band I do dig though that has that similar style. They're I can't remember their name now. But anyways, I'll edit that part out. Don't want to look that dumb.
Okay. Only shit that we say that's fucking correct is gonna make it.
Correct.
We
We're
don't-
purposely making
Yeah.
incorrect.
We want
Yeah.
to keep the gold.
Yeah, man.
But
Fuck that shit.
Oh shit,
Bro.
Corona.
We're editing that too.
Satan's coming after me.
Satan's gonna get you, bro, for talking shit on DSI.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Deicide.
For the rest of the show, he's like,
We turned this whole podcast into a black metal album.
oh,
gosh.
shit. That's
But-
great.
But in other news, Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey,
Mm,
That guy,
that one guy.
that guy.
the
So
Cash App guy,
Cash App?
Is
No,
he the Cash App guy?
no, Cash App or Square.
Square. Sorry.
Square. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Who, I don't know if coincidentally is the proper word to inject there, but he looks like Jorma Tacone from The Lonely Island. Do you guys know who
A
that is?
tad bit.
Dude,
The
no.
dark-haired one, right?
A lot bit. So here you go. This is for us. This is freaking obviously Jack Dorsey.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, just to refresh your memory. And then
Yes,
you
he
got
does.
Jorma.
Oh, he does.
I was like, wait a minute. Are these guys sending me a picture of freaking look at right there, big time.
Yep.
He's got that like freaking Jack Dorsey look. I was like, wait a minute. They have like a similar like
Jack
nose
Dorsey.
structure.
Founder of Cash App.
Is he?
Wow.
Wow.
How come they don't credit him in the interview or the
I don't
the things
know.
that we're reading?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Maybe Wiki has it wrong.
Maybe. Or maybe the article's no, Cash App's not that new. I was gonna say maybe the article was older, but it's still a new
No.
article.
Yeah, it's a newer.
Anyway.
Whoa, this guy's on him, bro. He's got Cash App and Square.
Mhm.
He saw the way
Yep.
it was going, man.
Yep.
But and speaking of the way it's going,
Yeah.
Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter, Cash App, and Square,
Mm-hmm.
apparently donated $5 million to Andrew Yang, a former presidential candidate.
Yang
Yep.
Gang.
Yang Gang. Ah, it's going for that
Gang,
man.
gang.
So wanted him. But anyways, he donated $5 million to him to help further his research in UBI, which is a universal basic income
Mhm.
for all who haven't heard yet.
Yeah.
That was Andrew Yang's like big message, was like he wanted to instill universal basic income. And now Andrew Yang runs a company called, I think, Better Humanity or Humanity First. something like that.
It is, yeah, something like that.
I think it's Humanity First. So Jack Dorsey is he's a proponent of UBI, and so he decided to donate $5 million to Yang and his cause to help, further the research, so that basically they can have some hard evidence when they like try to propose it to the Senate, Congress, to make actual legislation. I turned into Sean Connery for a second.
Legislation.
But so they're what the cool thing about their thing is they're actually going to use that money to like put into people's hands. So anybody who was affected by the coronavirus, and lost their job, and I think they're going to give 20,000 people $250
correct
a month or a week.
Look, when I read it, it didn't say how long or what the increments were. It just said give $250 to 20,000 citizens. So when I read that, I almost felt like, why? I understand, they need to see, but I wonder how they're tracking usage or what they're looking for. The people that they give it to, so they give it to you, me, and Ed. Like, what are they doing now after they've given it to us? Are they tracking,
Oh, how are they going to follow up with the research? Like, how are they going to determine how it was used?
Yeah, because that's $250, not much.
Yeah.
Obviously.
That's nothing.
Yeah,
Are we
really.
paying bills with this? And do they need to see that?
Yeah.
I mean, that could maybe buy groceries.
Maybe.
Half your groceries.
Yeah, it's very
about
expensive, man.
Especially if you're like, say, a family of 4.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Not that if it's a month, I mean, that's not that much.
That's nothing.
No, not at all.
I mean, I get
how he's going to give it to people that have had COVID, right?
Not necessarily.
I think right now, not that had it, but that have been affected. So maybe have lost their jobs by it, or had their hours cut, or maybe they had to take a leave to take care of a sick relative or something.
Yeah.
Anybody basically impacted that way. Not necessarily maybe that they had it or anything, but
I mean, so you think with the like $500 million, $500 million.
No, $5 million.
Oh, $5 million.
Yes,
okay, never mind then. Yeah.
No, although the article did go into, I guess, he does want to give. Was it $5 billion? Jack Dorsey wants to give, I believe,
$1 billion.
Oh, $1 billion?
Yes,
$1 billion of his own wealth into, I guess, his own nonprofit that's going to something similar. Basically, there's been these spurts of new organizations that want to just directly get cash into people who need it right into their hands.
Mm-hmm.
And so Jack Dorsey's running one, and he wants to like help out Andrew Yang to run his.
Okay.
So a lot of people are getting on board with these things, and that was my question. Like, where do you guys stand with the whole like universal basic income idea? Like, it sounds cool. Like, I like the idea of it, but like how kind of Rob was saying, like, how do we follow these? How do we follow the people that actually got it, and like to make sure? I mean, I would imagine we need to make sure that they're using it properly, or does it matter? What do you guys think? Like,
I think if they're gonna give the cash away, probably shouldn't have any stipulations behind it. I don't know.
Right.
It's just cash they're giving away, and got that cash based on profits from his company. So kind of the people already invested, whether it be, whatever they bought or anything like that, So it's just like cash at hand. Here you go. But they do need to figure out how to, because it's basically research for UBI, correct?
I think that's what they want it to be.
Yeah.
Basically,
So
they want
there's
to
got
have
to be
some
some way of how to, follow the cash. I guess you could say
track it,
and see if it's actually benefiting the lives of these people somewhat. I mean, having extra cash is always going to help you out a little bit, but depending on how much you get, depends.
God, you know what I was wondering?
I'll go for
Sorry, dude. I was just you gave me 2 ideas. One, because you introduced me to
give me an idea
that,
too. So
the idea that he runs Cash App, and Cash App dispenses their own Visa cards.
Yeah.
Are they getting it by way of that, and then that way they can track everything?
The article didn't go into that, but that's a great idea.
That's a good idea.
That
Because
might be a way.
That's
The
actually
New World Order, bro.
dude.
Conspiracy theory.
Interesting enough. So like the recent stimulus checks that they released.
Mm-hmm.
So the IRS is basically gonna for everybody who hasn't got their check yet, they're gonna send out Visa cards to the people, prepaid Visa cards with their check on it.
Yeah.
And so I guess that's gonna work to get people's money faster, but also help, I guess, if there's any other stimulus bills that come through.
They can just boom.
Yep, they can just
add it
right to that card. which is interesting because, like you said, like
Yeah.
conspiracy theory. Put our tinfoil hats
Mm,
on.
yeah. I already got my hat on.
That
It's
I mean,
lined with tinfoil.
this could be a way they track everything, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was funny when I got the. I mean, you guys got all Cash App, right?
Mhm.
You got
I
that
don't get-
email? No, you didn't. You didn't get that one. Did you get the email like saying, "Hey, you can get your stimulus"? You know.
I did.
Yeah. Even
I
your
seen it through
taxes
the
and
app.
everything. Yeah.
Mhm.
No, wow.
Oh,
Yeah, you can use the
interesting.
routing number that they give you because they do give you a card and all that. So, I didn't use that. I was tempted though because
Yeah, I didn't use it either, but
I don't know how many people felt this way about that whole stimulus check package, but I was apprehensive about giving my own personal routing number for my bank and stuff.
Oh,
Not for
yeah.
any real reasons that I don't have any evidence or anything. I was just afraid to just give them one more link.
yeah.
You know, like, well, here's my personal information. So if you want to all of a sudden,
Just in case next time you owe taxes, they're just like, oh, we're
Yep.
pulling it right from
Yeah.
your account.
exactly. That's why I wanted to avoid that at all costs.
I hear
know?
you.
Not that I felt that I really could do that. I just don't know enough. So I felt, should I do that? I did anyway. To be honest with you,
I
man.
mean,
I ended up giving them my routing number and all
Same
that.
boat, yeah.
Yeah, and since I do my taxes electronically, they already had my info, and I've been doing it the last like 5 years, 6 years like that. So
Yeah.
like, whatever.
See, so you can't really get around it.
Yeah, dude, they have all your information no matter what.
Yeah.
But
We're just a fucking number, man.
Shit.
you're not your fucking khakis.
You are not your khakis.
But-
It's a throwback.
I'm hoping this does pan out. Like get some good information from
Yeah.
him because
Yeah.
I am a proponent of UBI. One, because I think we've talked about it before. Because I see or I believe that the future is going more automated. I mean, we
Mhm.
talked about it. I think it was the last podcast, right? About like the Amazon stores.
Yeah.
They're basically no tellers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
and I think I just read somewhere that there are these robotic UV robots or robotic. Redundant.
Robotic
Yeah.
robots.
These robotic robots.
What will they think of next?
Skynet, I tell you, man.
Skynet. I've been saying that since episode 1.
Pretty
So,
much, man.
Yeah. So
But
Nothing's changed.
I think Walmart is getting these robots that are supposed to go down the aisles and supposed to like spray everything with UV rays in order to like
kill the virus.
kill the virus.
That's crazy.
But
wow.
those same robots have been used to do inventory. So like
Oh.
instead of the employees do it, like the robots will go down the aisle, scan all the barcodes, and do inventory that way.
Yo, this is beautiful because this is where it's going. I would
Yeah.
rather be able to send my own personal bot to go
Yeah.
shopping for me
There
too.
you go.
That way I don't have to lift a finger. My bot's the liaison. That middleman.
I've said 2 things. Skynet is gonna take over,
Mhm.
and we're gonna turn into the people from Wall-E. There you go.
I think it's absolutely inevitable. How soon? Maybe 100 years.
Yeah.
Maybe more. But eventually, with the convenience, I mean, we will become
And see
that fucking pathetic.
And that's the thing
Yeah.
that pushes more towards, and it sucks that, that we could be that pathetic, but like we will actually need, like a UBI, universal basic income to
Yeah.
like
To get some money.
to live,
Yeah.
If everything's being ran by robots.
I mean, I think if it comes down to that, if everything's gonna be like, all right, we're thinking, guys, outside of the box. Like, if it comes down to that,
And there's no time for this isn't necessarily happening tomorrow.
Yes,
like
we're
No,
just
not by
thinking.
means.
I seriously think like they would have to do like pretty much. It'd be like a welfare like state. Like that's it. Like United States, we'd have to get
Yeah.
everything from the government, no matter what it is, because no one's gonna have jobs. No one's gonna have any equity of any kind. So, like
So
That's
what?
scary.
What?
no money system pretty much, because it's like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
It's gonna be the barter system between like private individuals. Yeah, I got fucking Oreos,
bottle caps.
bottle caps, bro, Fallout. But yeah,
What kind of government does that fall under? Because I'm not even fucking sure.
Socialist.
yeah.
So socialism or communism. It
Yeah.
could go either way.
It could go either way, or
Um,
one can just fall the other way.
the thing is-
Huh.
ah,
I don't know. See, this is a bigger.
yeah.
That's a
bigger
big
topic.
topic.
We'll
yeah.
get into that topic will be like when AI takes over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I
But
feel like we talk about that often, but I mean, it's
Yeah.
just
It's-
fuck, man, we're here.
it's because it's relevant,
Yeah,
because we see it,
absolutely.
and
Yeah.
especially like you see it on the news, you see it, and now that you actually hear, CEOs and politicians to talk about it, like
Mhm.
it's becoming more relevant than we thought it would
Yeah.
be. I mean, freaking Elon Musk has been preaching this.
No, for sure.
But with that, we'll take a quick break.
Let's do that.
All right, and
Let's do it.
We'll be right back. All right, and we're back.
We're back.
Hope you enjoyed the little break.
I went to go in the house and get cooled off with AC.
Yeah, we needed a minute to cool down. Rob's still coming back.
Still coming back.
No one can blame you, dude. It's toasty. Toasty.
Yeah, man, it is.
This California, the summer's come setting in.
Yeah, it's not even summer yet either. Like real summer.
Is this summer yet? No.
No. What is it, like June 22nd is the official start of summer? June 20th?
Sounds about
I wanna
right.
say
Global
summer.
warming.
But it's hella warm in here.
I'm telling you, man.
Yep. We'll make it through.
Yes.
No need to worry about us. It'll be okay. We'll be all right.
We'll be here every week.
We're gonna fucking survive.
We'll be here for you guys.
Yep.
Don't forget, because of that, please hit the subscribe button.
Yes. Please subscribe to us. We need it. That's how we function.
That's how you save the dolphins. You hit the subscribe button.
We're trying to quit our day jobs.
We're gonna definitely need a lot more.
Just a little bit. We're almost there.
We're gonna set up no Patreon, OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. That's what's up.
Yep. Give you that naughty stuff.
Naughty.
Dude, instead of signing a exclusive deal with Spotify, we'll sign an exclusive deal with OnlyFans.
Yes.
And be the only
Whoa.
podcast on OnlyFans.
I'm down.
Whoa.
We'll live shoot it. We could be nude.
Mhm.
It's hot. Like, take off our clothes.
Hey.
Yup.
These-
Little by little.
These are the ideas, man. I'm
Yeah.
telling you. But speaking of exclusive deals,
Yep.
like we're saying, I'm sure most of you guys have heard. We were excited to hear that Joe Rogan signed a $100 million, reportedly,
Mhm.
$100 million
$100 million.
deal to exclusive rights for Spotify.
Yep.
Not only the audio version, but the video version
Video.
of his
You
podcast.
heard it right. The godfather of podcasting.
Yep.
Anybody, if you have been living under a rock and don't know who Joe Rogan is, he's formerly the host of Fear Factor, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yep.
He also is ringside at a lot of the UFC events.
Right. Yep.
Um,
Call the
and
fights.
he hosts the extremely popular Joe Rogan Experience podcast.
Mhm.
Recently signed an exclusive rights deal with Spotify to host the audio version of his podcast and the video version.
Yep.
Huge.
Oddly enough, dude, I didn't know that he wasn't on Spotify. Like his podcast was only on like all the other podcatching apps.
I didn't know that until this article.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They
So,
wanted him then.
Yep.
dude, that's what I was thinking. I was like, maybe he played it smart. Like he was like,
Mm-hmm.
he knew that like if he's just stayed away for a little bit, maybe they'd come crawling.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they came crawling.
Yep,
But,
they really
The
did.
bag of money.
Oof.
Yeah. Big bag.
So I think details are still slowly coming out, but I think Ed, you said something where it's reportedly from 100 million to up to 200 million.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
I know they just paid Bill Simmons for the Bill Simmons podcast 196 million. So, and I think in one of the reports that we were reading, like Spotify was like shelling out up to $500 million in all their podcasting, endeavors this year alone.
That was their budget. Or so far.
Yeah.
So far. Yeah. Crazy. It's a
So
lot of money.
But so I
Power
think
moves though.
what was it?
Power moves.
Oh yeah, they
Oh,
want
yeah.
they want
They're trying to take it over.
Mhm.
Yeah.
but that's where Spotify is swooping in, and they're just trying to corner that market. Like
Mhm.
we had recently been talking about like whether we want to put our podcast on Anchor,
Yeah.
and I just found out that Spotify owns Anchor.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So like they own audio streaming. They own I think they also have they built in a new engine, an advertising engine, and a way to podcasts that are already on their platform, a way to interject new ads into old episodes.
Oh, that's cool.
So basically, like if somebody posts a podcast now, and in a year from now, instead of an ad living in that podcast, Spotify will be able to update and then inject new ads
that's cool.
Yeah.
into those
Yeah.
podcasts.
Smart.
And
New
so
products. Why not?
Yeah.
Why
Mhm.
why didn't someone figure it out sooner? It's like
Yeah.
that's why, dude, Spotify is owning this.
Yeah.
And this is kind of where I wanted to get to the idea of like, with the idea of like bringing Rogan, I mean, arguably like the biggest podcaster probably, you
Yeah.
know, or at
Yeah.
least one of,
Yeah.
what does this say for the future of podcasting? Like for obviously this is an interest to us.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's cool. I like it because like there's so much, even though we've never ran into it because we don't have that big of an audience, but censorship,
Mhm.
on YouTube is like fucking crazy.
Mm.
So it's like a big fuck you to YouTube, you know, like.
Oh, that's maybe one thing we forgot to mention is that a big part of Joe Rogan's audience was from his YouTube views.
Yeah. So I don't necessarily think he's gonna lose a lot of people, but back to your original question, but it's like it's good for the community. Like someone's doing it, and it's just gonna like it's pushing it now. It's like, all right, going this way. I even was listening to Tim Pool saying that there's talks of at YouTube that they're running around like they're gonna start backing off the censorship. Because what they're saying is that was one of the big reasons why, like, Joe Rogan left because of censorship.
Yeah.
I think you had mentioned before on a different podcast, or that we're not sure if Rogan could actually monetize his channel, right, from YouTube because of the censorship.
Yeah.
I think because of his content, he wasn't able to. He's not advertiser friendly, so
yeah. And I don't even get because like I don't really think advertisers care. Like,
especially certain ones,
certain brands, they don't care.
What are look, I'm really not on YouTube at all, so I don't really know. I know some names though, like Casey Neistat, Logan Paul. Let's just use them as an example because those are the only ones I kind of literally know.
And they're the bigger ones too. So
so they don't cuss or anything, or they're not doing anything like racy.
To be honest, I never.
What's the difference? Like, how are they? Because I know that the idea is. Because I know I have heard that they're also doing podcasting now too, and they're monetizing their video and monetizing their podcasting so they can double down and get,
Yeah, most of them are very PG. Like Casey, I know will bleep out any cussing for the most part.
All right.
And Logan, I believe is kind of the same. If he does have cussing, I believe he bleeps it out. Just because I know he got in hot water for just having some racier pranks, right?
Yeah.
Or am I confusing him for his brother? Because I know
that one Forest.
The
dead and all that. Yeah, the suicide. Yeah.
So I know like just even having a what do you call it, a controversial prank got him like in hot water.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they're pretty PG-13 at least.
Yeah.
And I know Casey, I do watch a lot of his stuff, and he's very PG. He'll keep it, keeps it pretty clean.
Cool.
On the ones though, like he will go a little rogue on some of them, but I'm sure like a lot.
He has enough.
Yeah, exactly. He
like,
does major deals with like Samsung and stuff like that. So
I got enough ad revenue this month, so we can.
I can be racy,
racy a little bit.
Yeah.
So and that's the thing. Like I'm interested to see how the video comes about for Spotify.
Yeah.
Because although I am a very avid Spotify user for their music, I'm not really like into it with using for their video format.
Yeah.
Like I think in order for them to take off, they're probably gonna have to take some cues from YouTube and kind of have maybe something a similar type of platform, or maybe their video will end up looking, or the video portion of the app will end up looking somewhat similar to YouTube, or at least someone user friendly as their music platform. I'm very interested to see how that comes about,
Yeah.
Because I mean, YouTube's a juggernaut, dude. Like to try to
absolutely.
But I'm glad someone is challenging them in that space.
They definitely do need it,
because it's gonna open up the door for like so many other things. And I think that's kind of like Spotify's end game is like, music is what we do and specialize in, but the technology they learn, the back end usership, because we've used the YouTube back end too on our end. And
you gotta use that back end, dude.
And dude, using the Spotify back end is just so easy. So they're gonna make like YouTubers' lives easier. And so I think they're gonna like really push. So they're gaining these big names.
Yep.
So they can be like, all right, come with us. Boom, boom, boom. No censorship. Don't worry about it. Advertise what you want. Done. And then with their built-in algorithm to do advertisements, you don't really have to think too much about it. Just like select the brands that you want and then done. The type of products that you'd be okay with advertising to people.
Yeah.
Right.
I know that like since their algorithm is going to be like ever evolving, like I'm sure you're going to have even more pull with different advertisers as the longevity of your podcast or something goes on.
Right.
Dude, here's an interesting question. I kind of thought about this. I was wondering with the integration of video and audio with Spotify, you think this will like lessen the copyright claims for videos that are posted on Spotify? Like say, a YouTuber who had a copywritten song in his video, but now you can link that straight to Spotify. You can click on something, it can
Done.
open up. You can send stream revenue directly to that artist because you're in the platform
Yeah,
already.
That's pretty smart, man.
So I'm wondering if that
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Because they have the internet. I mean, sorry. Of course they have internet. But,
they have this thing. It's called
the internet. Yeah. The on the line. But they got the music there. Like,
Yeah,
it's in their
see?
database. It's, that once it gets played, boom, that money goes directly to whatever distributor or, publisher you got.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
that would
that's-
be nice.
I was wondering if that could be the case because I mean, I think we've talked about it before. Like a dream is to be like a radio DJ in a sense.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, awesome.
and that would be like a cool like type of a venture to go off, especially like in our type of podcasting sphere where we could like literally do like a whole music podcast
Yeah.
and not
Yeah.
have to worry about copyright if we were on like a platform like Spotify.
Right.
If
That'd
they
be
were-
amazing.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, if that
Spotify,
did
I'm
work
just
out that
saying.
way, that would be like that sort of like springboard,
Yeah.
pushing people into that where they can, create a radio show with ease.
I think the only thing that's a concern is
That's good.
like for Joe Rogan, it's not too much of a problem. But like say newer podcasts or or what was it, vloggers, I guess you would
Mhm.
say, is getting an audience. You know what I mean? Like gaining new listeners and stuff like that.
Mm.
Because in a sense, Father Algorithm helps out sometimes. But like, where they're gonna have a social feed in Spotify where they're gonna
Ooh,
do,
you're right.
Right.
like they're gonna insert, certain types of videos in, like so that
Like a trending page of some
that's
sort,
like another
or
thing. Like how do
Right.
new, podcasters gain an audience?
Mm.
Because in a sense, like YouTube can do that.
You're right. Like,
Yep.
if they're trying to gain, more people to come over to their platform to podcast there, they're gonna have to get like smaller podcasts like us to
Yeah.
want to be on their platform.
Yeah.
So
I think
what
that's-
tools are they gonna
yeah.
have that will draw us in? You're
Yeah.
right.
And I think like the anchor thing works perfect with it because it's every YouTuber's like dream end goal to do what they want to do and get paid for it. 'Cause
Yeah.
you gotta fucking make a living,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
So at least like
At least cover your costs.
exactly, at least cover your costs. At least with like YouTube, you got to go through a big period to get even monetized, and then you got to find your own sponsors.
Mhm.
At least with Anchor, Spotify's partner company,
Mhm.
you're getting money.
Yeah.
You
You
are
can
gonna get money right away.
Right.
that was one of the appeals of Anchor. Like even small podcasts can automatically start, monetizing their podcast, right from the get go.
Right.
And one view, you get a little bit of money.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's something.
Yeah, exactly. It's
So-
nice to just like see the fruits of your labor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think there was a statistic that 70%, if not more, you can correct me if I'm wrong, 70% of the podcasts on Spotify are using the Anchor.
Really? I
Platform.
didn't see that stat, but
Yeah. I thought that was pretty interesting. One other thing that I thought was completely, I think it's probably one of the best things that they have going for Spotify is that you don't need to be a premium member to listen to the Joe Rogan podcast.
that was going to be my other
Yeah.
question.
So you can just like pop right in, regular basic account, and you can fully listen to everything and watch, when that does happen.
See, that was my other question. I was wondering, like, as premium users, I wonder if you'll like have less ads, or is it going to be like a Hulu thing where like you pay and you're
Oh,
still
yeah.
getting ads?
Advertise, yeah,
So are they going to double dip?
maybe twice the ads, maybe.
That'll be interesting. So we'll keep watching this developing story.
Yep.
Yep.
Because I'm really
Very
interested.
interesting.
Yeah.
I want to see what happens with the culture.
You brought up a good point. I really want to see how they roll out like all the socials. Like, are they gonna have like a trending page? Are they gonna have like Twitter feeds? Or are they gonna have like playlists of like
Yeah.
up and coming podcasts or something like
Mhm.
that?
I
You know?
feel like they definitely can because of the technology that already exists for them, like the way that they're doing the advertisement in the first place. Injecting those new ads that are catered specifically towards the audience too. So
yeah,
they're using that information and feeding us ads that
Yeah,
that are
because they
catered
do
to
that.
us,
They
you
do
know?
it with the music. You think about it, like how do you find certain bands? Is because Father Algorithm kind of pushes it towards you.
because they
Yeah.
know
On
the other
Spotify,
they know
yeah,
the other music you
know,
listen to, so they push you like,
exactly.
oh, this one's similar.
So
right.
if they get more podcasts, building the bigger database, they can, be like, oh, this is the people you listen to. Here you go. We might suggest this. You might
Right.
like that. And they do their featured playlists every Friday and of every fucking genre. So it's
Dude,
like
So I think it could work the same way.
Yeah.
Potentially.
I think it might be work better.
Dude,
I don't know.
is in interesting waters,
Yeah.
you know.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, the future is bright for podcasting. It's pretty
Mostly
crazy.
because we're in it.
Yep.
Yeah, mostly, man. I mean, Jesus, if you want to be truthful. But
I mean, hey.
yeah, there's a lot of competition, but it's still the beginning, which is amazing to be a part of that too. You know, at the same time, if you really think about it.
And
I always think there's Harry Potter quote, like in one of the movies where like I think Harry's asking Sirius. I was like, oh, like about the last time the Dark Lord was rising.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, he's like, is this how it happened last time? And then Sirius is like, it feels like it did before. So it makes you think like this is like the Wild West of podcasting. Like, oh, like it feels like it did before. Like,
Yeah, man, we're on the frontier.
but we'll take this. We'll roll into our ending segment.
yeah. One last thing, Spotify. If you want, we're ready to sign a deal.
All right, right. Psh, I got the pen.
Yeah,
ready.
we'll do it. He's got it right somewhere.
It's
On
somewhere.
there. We'll
You're
sign,
gonna
we'll
need
sign
us.
it all.
Boom.
You'll
Not,
see.
don't worry, blood.
We'll sign in blood.
Yeah.
Sweet. You guys ready to close this out with one of our segments?
Yes.
Yeah.
For all of you that don't know, this is our segment. Thank you, Father Algorithm.
Oh,
We gotta get a cool slide for that. But one of the bands we listen to and we dig is called Two Door Cinema Club.
Yep.
A video popped up with a mashup of Two Door Cinema Club and Earth, Wind, and Fire,
Yeah.
and I was like, this seems very interesting. So I had to click on it.
Yeah.
And
Of course.
I was pleasantly surprised. I had to thank Father Algorithm for this one. So what did you guys think of that when I sent you guys the mashup of Two Door Cinema Club and Earth, Wind, and Fire?
I got happy.
Dude, it
Brought a smile to my face.
just went together so good, didn't
Fit
it?
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fit so good.
Yeah.
I was like the bass line, dude, like the Earth, Wind, and Fire bass came in, or what was it the bass that? Yeah, at the beginning, right? The
Yeah,
bass
yeah,
line.
yeah.
Oh, just went in so well.
The guitar. It's guitar, right?
Oh, was it the guitar?
For Tudor Cinema Club, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's guitar. But yeah, they had that funky sound, and then it just fit perfect with. I mean, it sounded like perfect, like nothing changed other than maybe the speed, the BPM of it.
Yeah.
I think it's the only thing that
Yeah.
changed on the
So no key
Two Door Cinema
changes
Club.
at all. It just like fucking fit in there like a glove.
How
like,
do they do
perfect.
that? Were they on the search for length, like song length? You know, like okay, this.
No, I
Earth,
think
Wind,
they
and
did.
Fire.
I think they did chop up the sections,
Okay.
but like far as key wise, like it was like perfect.
Yeah, I feel like it was already in the same key.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
as far as like why or how they came about this, I wonder if it's a thing like are they looking to do a mashup, or is it like you heard like Two Door Cinema Club and then like the other day you're like, oh, I heard Earth, Wind, and Fire, like, oh, those
Yeah,
go
that's the way
really
it
well.
works. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. It's just like, hey, let's throw this together and see how it sounds.
Yeah.
Dude.
Came out perfect.
It's good.
It's
Really
funny. These are one of those things or one of those mashups that I would love to see like the artist's reaction to it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like to see like Earth, Wind, and Fire, see their song like reimagined in this way, or to
Yeah.
see like Two Door Cinema Club like hear like Earth, Wind, and Fire vocals over there,
It's got to be awesome. It's got to be like a great compliment.
especially for a band like Two Door Cinema Club that is like a dance,
Oh, you know for
rock
sure.
band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because even the opening guitar in that one is a similar in Earth, Wind, and Fire is similar to that. So it's like they were inspired by them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, they've probably inspired so many like,
Oh, for sure.
but I thought I'd share that.
Dude, that's good.
It's a good
I
find.
really enjoyed it. It was freaking. I've always loved Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah.
I remember
dude.
singing that song like when I was a kid, just like because I don't know if you remember this, guys. This is anyone out there might remember this, but HBO used to
Uh-huh.
have this thing called Sinbad Summer Jam.
I don't remember, dude.
Don't remember it. No.
I remember this. Sinbad, the comedian
Yeah.
Sinbad,
Yeah.
would come on and host this festival.
Okay.
And it was like a bunch of like Cool in the Gang, freaking More Stay in the Time,
And George
Earth, Wind, and
Clinton.
Fire. Yes.
Awesome.
George Clinton in Parliament. And like I remember it was maybe, I think they only did it like three times, but
Okay.
like the second time was Earth, Wind and Fire as a headliner, and
Ooh.
it was so good.
That's
you know,
sick.
I would always try in that song to when I was a little kid just to hit the high pitch ones, and
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
always bad, but yeah, but yeah.
Oh my god,
I
dude.
remember that.
It's
Dude.
so
Yeah,
funny.
I'm sure,
Dude,
yeah. My
that-
brother remembers that too.
That song always brings a smile to my face. Like
Good.
one of my favorite comments on the video is because it's talking about obviously about September.
Yeah.
And then that probably be the time we're all coming out of this coronavirus thing.
Yeah.
It's like this should be our anthem.
Mhm.
Coming out of coronavirus, out
That
of
should be.
quarantine.
This
Dude.
mashup right here
Yeah.
specifically.
That's it.
That should be the anthem.
Put a smile on everybody's face.
Yeah. Awesome, man. I can't wait. I want to hear this like at a party or a wedding or something. I think it could do some stuff, trip people out, but
Yeah.
it'll get people going for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because it's done so well. Like
Yep.
it's like, you know, you've heard some mashups where like people are like, they're not quite there. Like the quality's not there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like you can kind of
Quality's
hear
here.
like it kind of being sibilant or, you know, kind of
Yeah,
not there.
Mhm.
but this came out good, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. It's really good, man.
Shout out to
good
the
find.
other guys.
Yeah.
Yep. Shout out to your algorithm.
Thank you,
Father
Father
Algorithm.
Algorithm.
Father
Thank you, sir.
algorithm. Thank you.
So we had to share it with you guys. Drop a like to the creator of this. Let him know you appreciate it if you did.
Yes,
Um,
please.
But I think that's it for us today, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
Yep.
Had a fun
Short
little
and sweet.
discussion.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's short, but it's just sweet, you know?
that's sweet.
Just fucking sweet.
It
Plain
All
and
the
feels-
simple.
podcasts are sweet.
It feels short for us because if people don't realize it, literally like we'll be talking and then next thing we know, it's 40 minutes later.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It
Happens
happens
too
every
quick.
time we have Zoom meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like, what? We ran out of our free 40-minute
40
time limit.
We ain't paying shit. Bye, guys.
Every time.
But, thank you guys for joining us today.
Thank you for joining.
Yep.
Hope you enjoyed everything. Hope you had some fun, had some laughs, maybe had a cry or two. I don't know, depending on how you felt.
Yeah.
But don't forget, hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and follow us on all the socials, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Yep.
Again,
We're
we
there.
are mostly
On-
active on Instagram,
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
please interact with us there. Slide into our DMs.
Slide into our
Slide into them. Yep. We'll send you some weird photos.
Ooh.
Yep. Some tit pics.
Of me.
Don't forget to hit the bell icon.
Yep.
Get notified whenever we drop new stuff.
Yep. You got to give the whale angel its wings.
Oh yes.
The
I was
Wangel.
gonna say that. The Wangel.
Angel, I like that.
Its mating call sounds like Owen Wilson. Wow.
Wow, that's so good. Oh god, that's perfect.
Oh god,
man.
dude.
And if you guys ever reuse our jokes, fucking tag us too.
Yeah, please.
In real life, you gotta tag us.
Yeah.
However you're gonna do it. It's
Run to
up
our
to you to
house.
handle.
Ugh.
Yep.
Hand sanitize. Hand
And
sanitize.
sanitize first.
But thank you for joining us, guys. Until next time. Take
Peace.
care.
Later.